Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
And Moses joins us on our desk to talk about the Lloydminster Bobcats game tonight, and it's going to be their biggest test of their young season so far.
The Lloydminster Bobcats sitting at 4-0, taking on another 4-0 team in Sherwood Park. Of course, the Cats' victories this season have come against teams that only have 3 wins in 15 combined. Now, that includes a pair over Whitecourt and Grand Prairie. But coach and GM Gord Thibodeau says that who they face is irrelevant. Wins are wins, especially early in the season.
I don't think that's fair to Whitecourt. I think Whitecourt's the best team we've seen right now. But obviously we know Sherwood Park's good. But, I mean, you can attack their schedule too. They've beaten Grand Prairie twice and Fort Mac, and neither of those teams have reeled off a victory yet. So whether we're as good as our record or whether they're as good as their record, time will tell. I mean, 5 games in isn't the be-all, end-all, but it is great to see where you're progressing.
Thibodeau also adds that this contest involves 2 teams with similar traits, great forwards, good solid moving puck defensemen, that is, and an emphasis on crashing the net.
It's usually big when you look at teams that are pretty evenly matched throughout the defense and forwards. It comes down to power play and penalty killing and goaltending, so those are probably going to be the key.
You can catch this contest tonight at the Civic Center. Puck drop is scheduled for 7:30. Meanwhile, the Bonnyville Pontiacs are on the road for a tilt in Whitecourt. The Pontiacs coming off a 5-1 loss Sunday against Sherwood Park and a 2-1 shootout loss Saturday against the Wolverines. The team also acquired rookie goaltender Josh Williams from the Camrose Kodiaks in exchange for future considerations. Now, in a little more than a week, the AA Blazers are gearing up to drop the puck for their upcoming season. The team also bringing in a new coach.
We've got a really deep roster, I think, this year. There's lots of great talent. We're still getting kids down from the AAA program. So, like I said, we have 3 great lines, filling that 4th line with some role players right now.
Curtis Johnson is the new face behind the bench for the Blazers. Right now, it's all about finalizing that roster.
It's good. It's been a long process. We're ready to kind of finalize our team here, but going into our last weekend exhibition games, hopefully, I said we'll end on a strong note here.
The team is coming off a season that saw them lose in double overtime for the championship, something they don't want to see a repeat of this year.
It has a lot of motivation. Our team should be very skilled this year, so I'm hoping to go all the way with it this year and make it past the round we did last year.
The Blazers will open up their season October 3rd at home against Camel. Now, it's one job of a hockey club that usually goes unnoticed, but is considered one of the most important roles of any hockey team. In this week's Beyond the Boards, Brett Morton caught up with the Lloydminster Bobcat athletic therapist Jeff Sikowski, or Sikowie, that is, to learn what a typical day consists of.
From sharpening skates to laundry to setting up the room and assessing players is just a few things that athletic therapist Jeff Sikowski does to help prepare the Lloydminster Bobcats for games on and off the ice.
I'm the guy that stands on the bench, and if anyone gets injured, I'm the first person on the ice to deal with it. So with an average injury on our team, if they get injured during the game, I'll come off and I'll assess them, usually about a 40-minute assessment, figure out what's going on.
This is Sikowski's 2nd season with the Bobcats, but 3rd as an athletic therapist with a hockey team.
Had a team with Victoria, and kind of time to move on after a season with them, and was given the opportunity to work out here and kind of ran with it once I found out that the RBC was coming, and it's been great. Coaching staff here is great, and the boys are great too. Just kind of, everything gets done. The boys are great. They all help out, and the coaches, if I ever have an issue, get everything solved. They're very easily approachable, and with so many years in the league themselves, they kind of know how things run, and which is great because there hasn't been any big issues with guys coming back, and they all understand the process, and so it's been pretty nice.
Sikowski's day-to-day routine depends on whether it's a practice or a game.
At practice day, get in around 12, kind of get all the laundry sorted out, and it's basically rushing until about 1 o'clock, and when 1 o'clock comes around, the boys start coming in and deal with their injuries and helping them get ready. And then after practice, it's doing laundry again, getting ready for the next day. Game days are a little different. We get in, do a pregame skate around 9 a.m., so I get here about 8. After the boys leave at 10, I set up the room for the next 2 or 3 hours and take a couple hours off, go home, recharge, and then get back at around 3 o'clock and don't leave till 11 after the game.
Brett Morton, Newcap Sports.